Hi Year 10 and family, and welcome to your Year 10 Celebration Assembly. A little bit different this year. Obviously, we would normally invite you all into the main hall and we would do a big award assembly. But we haven't been at school for the full final term, so we are going to do something a little bit different, but we still wanted to celebrate those of you that have been working incredibly hard during lockdown and some of your celebrations prior to that. So we're going to do some subject awards. We're still going to do our Top Boy, Top Girl award, and I've got a few videos to show you along the way. Firstly, I have still got some information from some enrichment achievements. So some of you have been working incredibly hard outside of school throughout this whole year. Unfortunately, a lot of that will have come to a stop during lockdown, but I know you are very eager to get going with that. So just a few special mentions. We've got Chloe Rose Monks, who received a scholarship from the British Ballet Organisation this year, which is absolutely fantastic. We've got Molly Fisher, who's been continuing with her swimming achievements throughout the year. So I'll just go through a few of those from you. Starting all the way back in July last year, she was one of the top 24 British swimmers in each category, invited to compete at the British Swimming Championships. Moving into October, she became Yorkshire champion in each of the following events. So the 100-metre freestyle, 200-metre individual medley, 400-metre individual medley. She also attended in October a week-long swimming camp in Torremolinos in Spain, which sounds fantastic. Over the course of the year, she's broken many of her own club records. She currently holds 9 of the junior and open categories, which means that she remains in the top 24 in Britain. So if all events hadn't been cancelled due to COVID, she would have been competing at the highest level again at these events in the summer. Unfortunately, no training for a while from Molly, but I know her club have been very good as she's been doing lots of Zoom meetings and getting to speak to or listen to some inspiring Olympians. And I also know that she's very eager to get back to training, hopefully in mid-July. Moving on, we've also got Oliver Dyson, who has been excelling in his taekwondo as always. So in November, he attended the British National Taekwondo Championships, taking home the bronze medal after 3 fantastic performances. He's graded to a 3rd Dan black belt this year, which is the highest grade he can actually get at the minute, and he can't regrade and go any higher up the gradings until he turns 18. So that's a fantastic achievement. Well done, Oliver. And at his recent club awards, he was awarded both Players Player and Coaches Player for the club. So that is fantastic. Just a little clip for you as well. So we'll share from Holly Kennett, who I know loves her performing arts and performs outside of school often. So I'll just share this little clip of her doing that for you. Back to swimming, and we've got Sam Mould, another keen swimmer within the year group. He gained gold, silver and 2 speeding tickets. It is Mad March Sprints in March. Speeding tickets for a time of under 30 seconds in the freestyle. And they're hoping that that will qualify him for the Winter Yorkshire Championships, and hopefully they will still be able to take place with everything that's going on. So just a brief little there. I didn't want to leave those people out who'd spent the time to send me the information that you've been doing over the past year. Normally, we'd do a big speech about everything that's been going on, but like I said, it's going to be a little bit different this time around. It's just a little bit of a celebration about what's been going on in lockdown and more about the work that's been in lockdown. But like I've already said, I didn't want to leave those aside because there's some of you do some fantastic things outside of school, definitely showing the Romarsh way continuously, and the training and effort you almost had to put in to those activities is immense. I should imagine it might have been a welcome rest for some of you that you've not been able to do it for the past kind of 12 or so weeks, but I can also imagine that you're kind of itching to get out there and get back on with it. So moving on to lockdown, which has been a learning curve for all of us, really strange experience. You guys have had to adapt pretty much straight away to learning from home, Google Classrooms, online lessons, everything through email, which is completely new to us, nothing we've ever done before. Completely new for staff as well. I know it's been strange for me doing the online lessons. I've got 2 primary school children at home, so coming from a teacher, me having to homeschool them with primary school work, it's not been my brightest hour on certain days, but it's definitely been hard, but we've all got there. But in general, I've been absolutely amazed by the way some of you have just got on with it, basically. Your resilience, again, you're showing the Romarsh way, you're going above and beyond, never giving less than your best, and not seeing it as an opportunity to have an extended 6-week holiday and just have 3 months off school, realising that actually you are going to be back in September. You are going to be sitting your GCSEs. You will be year 11s, and using this time to just do whatever work has been provided for you. Do your best, asking questions, trying to get on with it, and moving forward. It's also been quite pleasing to hear some of the kind of different things you've been doing away from work to keep you occupied. So you'll see a few pictures in this next clip that highlight some of these. So we've got Amy Lee Law, who's been learning Korean, which is amazing. She really enjoys the Korean culture and likes the idea of going out there and living in Korea at some point. So I thought she'd use this time to learn a new language and learn Korean, which is just fantastic. Got Isabel Sheldon, who's been taking part in lots of fitness activities, including triathlons, which is running, biking, and swimming. For those of you who don't know, she's completed 2 of those so far, and she's been doing lots of water sports down at Mambers Lake, including paddleboarding, kayaking, and dragon boating. And I know I asked Isabel about this because I live near Mambers Lakes, and on a few times when I'd been walking around, I'd seen her in the water and in a wetsuit, so I was asking her what she'd been doing and how she'd been getting on. We've got Rain Yates, who you will see some examples of this in the next video, who's been drawing lots on her computer and doing lots of animated cartoons. She's been writing her own webcomic called Iris, and some of the pictures are absolutely incredible. Miss Fisher showed me through Rain's portfolio, and I just couldn't believe they'd been drawn and they weren't printed from the computer. Absolutely amazing. We've got Don Galty and his friends, Alex and Sam, have been making sure they keep fit, doing lots of biking along Transpennine Trail, all social distanced, I'm assured. But again, just some great examples of how, as well as keeping on top of your work, just using this time to do something a little bit different, try something new, and I'm sure some of you will be able to hit some of those Romarsh pledges for learning new skills and things like that. And I'm sure there's lots of you who've been doing things that I've completely missed just because I haven't been in email contact or you haven't let me know. So I'm going to show you this next little clip. I'm not going to apologise. That's very different to, I'm sure, what the year 7 or 8 clips of work look like. Ours is, it's lots of examples of written work because that's what you've been doing. You're doing your GCSEs, you're working hard. It's scattered with some artwork just to colour it up a little bit, some fantastic artwork that you've been doing at home. But it is just lots of examples that you've all been sending in just to show that you have been working consistently throughout. And then there's a little bit of a funny bit at the end for you. Oops. Apologies, this is what happens when I use technology. Just get it on full screen for you. There you go. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. That's so back. I think that's Ben's submission for his pledge. So learning a new skill. He's learned some new dance moves during his time at school over lockdown. So like I said, just thank you for sending all that work in, because I know it is not easy working from home. It's a very different environment. I know obviously that you lot know I teach PE, so for me sat at a computer all day, doing lessons over the computer, having meetings through the computer, and then working through the computer, it's really not my thing. I find it really difficult, and by the end of the day I'm quite drained and I've had enough. So I can imagine for you guys constantly working and being so conscientious and trying to keep on top of it. Like I said, that's why I'm not apologising for the fact that I've literally just shown you a video of loads of people's writing and loads of people's work, because it's brilliant and absolutely fantastic. So thank you to everyone who shared their work, and you have been working really hard. And if anyone wants to get some lessons from Ben and they want to try and do the learn a new skill pledge and have a go at his dance moves, I'm sure he's open to dance lessons. You just have to ask. So moving on. So we are going to do some awards, and like I said, very different to our normal awards assemblies, where normally we'd look at the 3 terms. We're at the end of the school year. We'd look at attendance, effort, and ask individual subjects to nominate students who performed exceptionally well throughout the year, or made breakthroughs or things like that. So we've had to do it a bit different, and these awards are mainly just based on lockdown. So it's what's happened during these last 12 weeks. So we asked staff to nominate those students within their lessons who they think have shown really good engagement, really tried, not necessarily got everything right all the time, but they've had a go, they've been there, been on top of their studies, and they deserve this award and a special mention. So we've got individual awards first. Now all these are going to be posted out, so you should be receiving these certificates within the post within probably the day after these are put up onto YouTube. I suppose it depends when you watch it. You might receive a certificate before you've actually watched the assembly. So I'm going to make a start. So we've got some single subject awards first, and we've asked all members of staff to make a small comment as well on why they have nominated the people who are receiving these awards. So in English, nominated by Mr. Leary, we have Jake Moran Wilkinson. So well done, Jake. And Mr. Leary says you worked extremely hard throughout lockdown, always trying hard with your classwork and yet end of topic tests. Absolutely fantastic. In maths, nominated by Miss Merchant. Well done to Kaylee Hatfield. And Miss said that you take part in every live lesson, you will always participate and offer answers, which I know is difficult. I know on my live lessons sometimes it can be like trying to get blood out of a stone, trying to get the students to speak. So well done for that, Kaylee. I'm sure it's really impacted on those lessons for everyone. Asking questions, helping others, never afraid to attempt any questions, which is a fantastic attitude. For science, nominated by Mr. Ellis, we've got May. So well done, May. Completed work to a very high standard. Clearly, you've taken the time to make sure you understood each aspect and activity, which is brilliant. And then nominated by Mrs. Paget. Well done, Brooklyn Warburton. So for working exceptionally hard throughout his virtual lessons, asking questions when he's stuck, which is always a key. Don't sit there not knowing what you're doing. Regular volunteer answers. Worked hard on independent tasks whilst completing attending school at Monkwood as well. Well done, Brooklyn. So for ICT, nominated by Miss Cooper. Well done, Luca Pilgrim Yates. For full engagement in online lessons, always completing work to a very high standard. Also nominated by Miss Cooper, Aidan Hoyland for, again, full engagement in online lessons and always completing work. So well done, you two, for ICT. In history, nominated by Mrs. Higginbottom, we have Deanna Farrell-Swan for completing all the work set to an exemplary standard and even encouraging her classmates to attend live lessons and engaging in those lessons, which is fantastic. So again, showing the role march where we support others around us. So not only has Sienna been doing her own learning and attending these lessons, she's always been saying, come on, I can imagine the phone call is, come on, we're on a live lesson, get yourselves online, we need to get this history work done, which I know is a subject that has a lot of content. So if you have been missing your history lessons, you might have been getting yourself slightly behind. In geography, nominated by Miss Barker, it's obviously Jamie there because you can see his name. So Jamie Pellegrin, fantastic Jamie, says you've attended all lessons since the start of lockdown. And I know some staff were doing the live lessons before it became mandatory, and you produced work to a high standard. And not only that, you have been acting on feedback given by the member of staff, which is brilliant. In computer science, nominated by Mr. Patel for completing all the online work set on time to a very high standard. And again, that's a really important thing, on time, because I know after speaking to a few of you and speaking to parents, trying to follow the timetable, and then if you don't get the immediate feedback from staff, you can't complete that kind of piece of work within that lesson. So then some people get flustered. So fantastic for getting it done on time and also to a very high standard. In dance, nominated by Mrs. Hawkridge, is Ellie Inwood. So you were the first person in your group to complete your Component 1 booklet, which is fantastic. And it was completed to distinction standard, which is the highest you can get. Always politeful and thoughtful in your emails. That's a really lovely comment from Miss there, actually, Ellie. Well done. Checking on how Miss was feeling. Again, supporting those around us. Like I said, just some amazing comments from staff and how I'm in awe, actually, if I'm honest. Like I already said, some days I found it difficult trying to homeschool my own kids, and some of you have just absolutely taken it in your stride and got on with it. Art, craft and design, nominated by Miss Mystery, is Megan Eccles. You've worked exceptionally well throughout the year, and Mrs. even commented that you are a very talented and dedicated student, so well done, Megan. Psychology by Miss Hallcroft is for Isabel Hetherington. Always completing all work set, acting promptly, I think that should say, in response to feedback, being proactive when you didn't understand anything, and your essays are always of a really high quality, so well done, Isabel. Art, nominated by Miss Fisher. We have Rain Yates, which doesn't surprise me at all. Like I already said, You'll have seen some of her artwork on the little clip I just showed there. And I know Miss Fisher, I've already said, showed me through Rain's portfolio, and it really is, coming from someone who can barely draw a stick person, it's incredible. So well done, Rain. I know you're going to go far with your art. In photography, nominated by Miss Irwin, we have Millie Travis. And Miss has said that throughout the year, Millie has been able to experiment, use experimental and skillful with her photography and explore different ways in which you can gain excellent results. Well done, Millie. Childcare, nominated by Mrs. Mayfield, we have Rebecca Surtees. And Miss has said that your work is always completed to a high standard. You've overcome challenges during lockdown, and you now take part in every lesson actively. And this goes again, it's not always easy, and some of you will have started off slow, you will have struggled to get your routine in order, and you might even have things going on at home that are out of your control, that we don't know about, that we can't help with. Everyone's situation is different, but that's a really lovely nomination there for you, Rebecca, that Mrs. Seeing that maybe you had some challenges, you've overcome those, and then in the end, you've been rewarded. Health and social care by Miss Hallcroft. We've got Brooke Clayton. Always hands in a really high standard of work. Always asks if you're uncertain. Responds to feedback. Proactive and positive. Always gets involved in these online lessons. It's really lovely to hear that you're getting involved actively in these online lessons, because it does really make them that much better for not just you, for the member of staff as well, and for all the other students in the lesson as well. If there's a little bit of feedback, makes it a little bit more normal, like a normal lesson. So business studies, we've got 3 nominations by Miss Cooper. For business studies, we've got Keris Unwin for engaging in online lessons and always trying her best. Amber Riley for completing all work set to the best of her ability, and again, always fully engaging in those lessons. And Caitlin Batty, again, always engaging in those online lessons. So well done, you 3. For performing arts, nominated by Miss Forshaw and Mr. Nota, we have Lennon Sewell Jones. So Lennon, you've engaged well with your online learning, completing rehearsals at home and making great progress. So well done, Lennon. In construction, nominated by Mr. Anson, is Harley Tyson. I apologise, I don't know if you can see the little bit. I'll hide it, I'll take it off. There we go. It says, Harley, you have worked incredibly hard throughout the year and throughout lockdown, always contributing to online lessons, always responding to feedback, and an absolute pleasure to have in the group. So well done, Harley. As always with these kind of things and the kind of standard of year group you are and the standard of some of the students we've got in this year group, we've got students who have been nominated and received awards in more than one subject. So I've been working hard in multiple areas during lockdown. So now we're going to go on to the multiple awards. And these are the students who have received awards in 2 subject areas. So, receiving awards for both maths and history, we have Abby Pritchard. So, in maths, Miss Pearson has said that Abby's gone above and beyond with her work during lockdown, completed every single piece of work. She hasn't understood anything. She's emailed, and you persevere until you understand, which is absolutely fantastic, Abby. Mr. Dutton in history said that you continue to display high effort during lockdown, which is replicated from what you'd normally display in school. Work's always completed promptly, high quality, always follows feedback emails, resends the work once you've acted on that feedback, achieved a number of CFPs over lockdown, and is added there at the bottom, you're a student that never gives anything less than your best. So absolutely fantastic, having massive well done to you. We have got Mason Mullet achieving awards in performing arts and geography. So Miss Heather has said, Mason, about you in performing arts. You've worked hard throughout lockdown, regularly in contact with the members of staff to make sure your work is correct and it's completed to the right standard. And you've been apparently been making some TikTok brothers with you and Lewis. I might ask Miss if I can have a look at a few of those. And in geography, Miss Barker has said you have attended all live lessons, Since the start of lockdown, you've worked to a high standard and you have acted on your feedback. So well done, Mason. For ICT and construction, we have Bradley Downs. And Mr. Patel has said you've completed all online work set. It's always been on time and it's to a very high standard. And Mr. Anson in construction has said you are friendly and polite. You always try your best to get your work done, and you've done some extracurricular building work, which is also great to hear. I bet your family are really pleased with that as well, Bradley. We have Rihanna Woodcock, who has received awards in maths and science. So Miss Merchant has said in maths, Rihanna, that you've taken part in every live lesson. You always participate, offer answers and ask questions. And again, we've got that keeps cropping up. You've been helping others and you're never afraid to attempt any question, which is a fantastic quality to have. You're trying to teach my boys that you only learn from making mistakes. If you don't make those mistakes, you will never learn and you won't know how to do it right. In your science, Mrs. Paget has said that you complete work to a great standard. If you're being a little bit unable to attend the virtual lessons, you've asked for the PowerPoint. Absolutely fantastic forward thinking there. So not only have you not used it as an excuse, if you can't attend the lesson for whatever reason, which happens when you're at home, you've still asked for that recording and still followed the lesson as well. So brilliant, Rihanna, well done. Already spoken about his extracurricular activities today, but also receiving awards is Sam Mould for BTEC Sport and Resistant Materials. So Mr. Baker said that you've been extremely well driven to complete your coursework during the lockdown period, always completing to a good standard, and you've taken feedback on board and acted on it. Miss Ball has said you've completed all work set to deadlines to a good quality, and you're working really hard to keep yourself motivated. That's a real key as well, keeping yourselves motivated, guys. So well done, Sam. Next, we have Lucy Beresford for English and Science. So Miss Hussain, Lucy has pointed out that you have submitted every piece of work set since the school's closed and attended every single live lesson. So you're conscientious about your work, always respond thoughtfully to feedback, worked incredibly hard despite the circumstances, and you should be really proud of yourself of how you've adapted. Definitely a few of you match that statement there. And Mr. Ali in Science has said you've completed to all lessons, either online or through limited feedback. The work is always to a high standard and meaningful, so well done, Lucy. In Childcare and Philosophy, nominated by Mrs. Mayfield and Mr. Pictor, Ella Bingham. So Mrs. Mayfield has said your work is always on time to a very high standard, and you always want full marks and never settle for anything less. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And Mr. Picton has said your work is to an excellent standard. Your assessments submitted have been showing pleasing level of knowledge and understanding. And I know philosophy is a very hard subject, and all work presented is to a very high standard, so showing lots of thought and care. Well done, Ella. Receiving awards in both maths and resistant materials. Well done to Lewis Thornton for answering lots of questions on the live lessons. That's what Mrs. Cardwell said. And like I said, don't underestimate how much it makes those lessons when you're actually engaging in them and speaking and answering questions. It's fantastic. And Miss Ball said you've completed all your work, you've emailed asking questions, you've done your live lessons, you couldn't ask for any more. So well done, Lewis. Next, we have Paige Melia receiving awards in both maths and science. Oh, I've got a little spelling error there. I apologise, Mr. Newsom. So from Mr. Newsom, he said you've had immense participation during online lessons. Not afraid to ask if stuck. Again, a common theme that is coming through with the people that are achieving these awards. And Mr. Stanley said your work is completed in a timely manner, high standard. If you struggle, you always ask to help ensure you understand by the end. Well done, Paige. Moving on, I'll take a breath. I'm aware I might be speaking a little bit faster than normal. Like I said, it's a little bit different for me filming this and speaking to people who kind of aren't there and I can't see you in front of me giving any expression. But we have got students who 2 subject awards is fantastic. But we always absolutely have to go that one better. So we've got some people who've been nominated in no less than 3 subject awards. So receiving awards in science, business studies and photography. We have Taran Kerr. So we've got Miss Drew has said that Taran has taken part in all lessons and completes all work set to a very high standard, acts on feedback, and then to work in line into the best quality work possible. We've also got that you've worked extremely hard in photography from Miss Irwin, gaining confidence throughout the year, and you produce some really high quality work. And then Miss Cooper said you've worked hard throughout, keeping in contact and making sure you remain on track. So well done, Taryn. That is absolutely fantastic. 3 subject awards. Receiving awards in science, MFL and art. We have Chloe Rose once again. I've already mentioned Chloe's extracurricular activities. And it's clear that you also put that kind of commitment into your work life as well. So we've got you always complete your work in a timely manner, never fail to ask questions, outstanding all year, both at home and in school, dedicated, loads of talent. That's from Miss Fisher. And then we've got always attends online lessons, brilliant throughout, always takes great pride in the work you have been completing at home, which is brilliant as well. Because again, different circumstances, sat at your kitchen table or sat in your bedroom, not sat in a classroom, it's not always easy to keep that standard of work. So well done, Chloe, for having that pride in your presentation. So that's 3 subject awards. Receiving awards in maths, performing arts and computer science. We have Curtis Yip. Again, you've seen some of his fantastic, or heard some of his fantastic guitar skills in that little clip there. And there was a lot to choose from. I had to narrow it down to the ones I was going to pick to put on there. So completes all work, then does extension work, does independent revision, sends pictures of his work, seeks out advice when needed if it becomes challenging, couldn't ask for anything more, completes work to an excellent standard, engages in all lessons. So well done, Curtis. Absolutely fantastic effort throughout. So we go on again. So we've got some students who have received 4 subject awards, which is just, well, it's incredible. It's not a shock to me. I know the standard of some of the students in this year group, but absolutely amazing. Sorry, Bonnie, that came on a little bit fast there with my animation. So Bonnie Inman, so you have received awards, Bonnie, in English, science, history and health and social. Just go through a few of the comments there. You worked exceptionally hard both in school and at lockdown. You've got a real commitment to her GCSEs, constantly working on areas of development, which is brilliant, seeing what you're getting wrong and working on that. Should be very proud of herself. I will echo that. Completed work to a high standard during lockdown, presented beautifully again, constantly attended live lessons and shown good participation. Again, worked to a very high standard, responding quickly to feedback, taking a lead role in live lessons and volunteering lots of answers. There's lots of supporting others around us going on in these comments. Not only never giving less than our best, which is the Roe Marsh way, but supporting others around us, really making those live lessons a little bit more interactive and matter for people. So well done, Bonnie. It's incredible. I know you will be really, really pleased with those. But, and I promise this is a final one now, we go on. We have got 2 students who have received 5 subject awards. So 5 different areas across the school, members of staff sat in their homes, not sat in their offices discussing, which is what normally happens with our awards, assemblies awards. It's more of a departmental discussion than individual staff from lessons. Have highlighted that these students have just gone above and beyond throughout lockdown in, I'm sure, more than 5 areas, but have received these awards in the 5 areas. So the first one, received an award in maths, performing arts, Duke of Edinburgh, business and history. is Kimiko lovely. So well done, Kimiko. That's just beyond. I'll just go through some of the comments with you. So always doing extension work, extending it in, asking questions if it's challenging, engaging in online lessons, conscientious, works to a high standard, excellent evidence of work towards your EDV during lockdown. Continue to, this is a really lovely comment actually, I'll read this one in the corner. Continue to work at the same high level that she would be doing had we been in school as normal. Now, we all know, I know you work very well, Kimiko, I know how hard you work in school, but to carry that on, that same level, and consistently through what has been an extremely long period that none of us anticipated, it's second to none, really. All tasks have been completed, rarely any feedback needed, so you've obviously been lots of concentration, just amazing. So massive, massive well done, Kimiko. So 5 certificates, subject awards coming your way through the post. Well done. And next, we have for English, for science, for ICT, for geography, and for hospitality, we have Isabel Kent. So again, Isabel, I know from speaking to members of staff in school, and I know you've been in school recently on the new timetables, absolutely fantastic. So reading some of those comments, working hard throughout, constantly emailing, checking the work's all right, work setting on time, it's amended when marked, so you've been working on feedback, attending all live lessons. That one says you're a real star, work's always submitted is really good. Again, attending all your lessons, acting on feedback. You can't really ask any more of you. 5 subject awards in a period of time we've not actually been in school and you haven't got that one-on-one, that member of staff stood in front of you, you haven't got the classroom environment, everything that you used to, your set timetable. 5 subject awards is just absolutely incredible. So Isabel and Kimiko, you should be extremely proud of yourselves. And any one of you who has received one of those awards that I've just been through, like I said, the certificates will come through the post, but whether you've got 1 award, 2, 3, 4, or 5, you are absolutely demonstrating what we want you to do as a school, as a year group, and when you come back in September, you will have given yourself the best start to what is already a difficult year, year 11, but by getting on with your work and committing so well, brilliant. I can't ask for any more of you guys. So before I go through, and I promise I haven't got long left, just got a few big awards to do at the end, and then I've got a little clip of some familiar faces for you coming at the end, so make sure you keep watching. Just a special performance that some of the performing arts team have put together for us. You might have seen it on our Facebook. I'm just going to show it you now for those of you who haven't. Some faces from our year group you will spot in there. So, again, technology fails me.
You never know what it's like. You feel like winter freeze just like ice. Holding on you like the shines from you. Run like the red you hide behind that mask. And do you think the truth can never win? Well, I'm coming back again. I gotta stay too loud and simply make you need no more oxygen. You just fade away. Don't you know I still stand better than ever did? And if you let the truth that I love, you let the little bit. I still stand at the moment of God. And you let the pieces of God when I keep on my love. I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah. Nothing ever come back to it. This time I don't wanna be me again. Guess you made the way to cut me down. My love was just a second. You found my love. And don't you know I am still standing better than I ever did. Looking at the truth that I love. You know every little bit. And I'm still
Sure, you'll agree. If you haven't already seen that on our Facebook page, absolutely fantastic performance, and a massive thank you to Mr. Nota for putting all that together. I'm sure you've noticed from me bumbling through this recording, my technological skills wouldn't quite be up to producing that, but it's absolutely excellent. Thank you to all the students who were involved in that. A special shout out to the Year 10s. Absolutely brilliant. So, like I said, we all come to the end. We've got a few big awards. So again, a little bit based on lockdown or before. So we're going to do a couple of Romarsh Way awards, and then we're going to do the top girl, top boy, and then, like I promised, I've got a few little messages from some familiar faces for you. So, we dream big is one of our big statements on the Romarsh Way, and this award is going to Curtis Yip. Now, as I spoke earlier about some of your achievements, I left Curtis out purposely because I was going to speak about it now. And if I'm honest, I need to take a breath because what Curtis fits in to his life is absolutely incredible. So not only has he received multiple subject awards, nominations from staff, I'm presenting now you, Curtis, with the We Dream Big Romarsh Way Award. So just to fill the rest of you in, Curtis is part of the Yorkshire and Humber Youth Steering Group, and they have been having weekly Zoom meetings discussing regional MPs, discussing youth impacts, changes and improvements on government campaigns, which is absolutely fantastic. You'll have seen that picture of his Zoom chats on the little clip I showed earlier. He has also written a script and produced an anti-racism video, which I'm not going to show you all. I'm just going to give you a little clip of it here, and then we'll go back so you can get that on YouTube. So this was all written and produced by Curtis along with some of his youth parliament friends. Absolutely fantastic there, Curtis, so well done. Like I said, I'll not show you all that video, but if you want to watch it in your own time, by all means, I will send you the link because that's a brilliant achievement. On top of all that, he has also completed a literacy and media journalism course during lockdown. And like I said before, where you find the time, Curtis, I'm not quite sure. Not only that, a lot of you will have received e-postcards, so I sent these home either last week or the week before. So we asked staff to give an engagement kind of ranking for all students that they teach. So I had to do it for every single student that I teach across school, just purely about engagement, so effort basically. So in place of the effort rankings that we'd normally do if you were in school. And Curtis was one of only 2 students in the whole school, not just in year 10, in the whole school who received a complete blanket 10 out of 10 from every single staff member who teach him. So Curtis, you definitely dream big, and you are definitely someone to aspire to within your year group. Absolutely fantastic, and you are more than worthy winner of one of the Romarsh Way Awards, the We Dream Big Awards. So well done, Curtis. Next, we work hard and never give less than our best. Now, for this one, a lot of you, every single person who I've mentioned so far, and there'll also be numerous ones of you that I haven't mentioned who have been working consistently hard, putting in maximum effort throughout this period. But as goes with these kind of awards, you can only pick one. So the Real Marsh Way Award for We Work Hard and Never Give Less Than Our Best goes to Kimiko Utley. Now again, very similar to Curtis. I honestly don't know how Kimiko fits it all in. You'll have just seen her there in our video. So she's given the time to work on a group project with her singing. She achieved no less than 5 subject awards in these awards assemblies, which is incredibly amazing. And also, like I just mentioned about the engagement data from staff, I said Curtis was one of 2 in the whole school. The second one was Kimiko. So firstly, how amazing that the only 2 people in the whole of school who got blanket 10 out of 10 were in your year group. That is brilliant. It also sets the standard for everyone else. And I can assure you there was a lots of you that had really high 9s in that engagement data. So well done. But no, Kimiko was one of the only 2 in school who received blanket 10s. So I know I've spoken to Kimiko's mum. I know Kimiko really well. Throughout lockdown, didn't see it, didn't take advantage, focused on her studies. Literally, there couldn't be a better statement from the Real Marsh Way to sum you up, Kimiko. So you work hard and you never give less than your best in whatever it is you are doing, and you carry that through your life, and you're going to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve in your life. So massive well done to Kimiko. Our final Real Marsh Way Award is We Support Others Around Us. And you've heard me comment on this as we've gone through those statements from staff. It's so lovely to hear that staff are saying, well, they were encouraging other people to come on to the online lessons. They're really engaging in them. They're asking questions. They're answering questions, which will put others at ease. Like I said, you don't appreciate how much that will put staff at ease, because not all staff like speaking to the camera or find it easy. And you'll gather from this, I'm quite a talker. I get carried away with myself, and I mumble on about nonsense all the time. But that engagement, that supporting those around us, whether that be staff members, whether that be your fellow peers, whether that be your family at home, is absolutely incredible. So this one goes to Bonnie Inman, and for a number of reasons. Not only has Bonnie shown fantastic engagement during lockdown in her work, engaging in those online lessons, asking, helping throughout. I know her email contact with me is constant. She's always wanting to improve, strive to be the best. But a few little separate things that set her apart. Something I read an email. I don't know if you know, Bonnie, that your mum sent us this in. That your mum shared with us early last year. That's something that happened in the holidays when you were abroad. I apologise if I get it slightly wrong. That someone was struggling in the pool, and you and your mum, well, I think your mum started, if I get the story right, your mum started kind of CPR around the pool on this young girl, and you've seen what's happened straight away, come across completely calm. Your mum quite honestly said she was quite panicked and never been in this situation before, was getting on with it and doing the CPR, but was running on adrenaline, like I imagine you would in that situation. She said as soon as you arrived, kind of scoped what was happening, she said you were very calm, made sure everyone was out of the way, the area was clear, you assisted in your mum in what you were doing, you were checking after the girl was all right, and kind of the follow-up, which is just, again, goes around another reason for this award, that Bonnie supports those around us. And then during lockdown, as well as being on top of her studies and doing everything, Bonnie's taken it upon herself to learn sign language, and she's been doing the BSL course, which she's not quite finished, but I know she's nearly there, which again, that's such a selfless thing to learn, sign language, and definitely supports those around you. It's a brilliant cap to have in your bow, Bonnie, that you'll be able to sign, but something like that is all about helping others and making other people feel more comfortable and feel more included and inclusive in whatever they're doing. So very much deserved. The We Support Others Around Us Real Marsh Way Award is for Bonnie Inman. So well done, Bonnie. And I apologise if I got your first story slightly wrong, but I think I was okay there. We have 2 more awards before I show you a last little clip, and then I'll give you a little finishing little speech from myself. So Top Girl. So although we've not done awards assembly like we normally would, and it's been more based on lockdown than your previous school year, we've still decided to go with the top boy, top girl, and actually I will be phoning the lucky recipients today and asking if they want me to go with their golden tie and their awards. So top girl this year goes to someone who joined us late, so hasn't been with us since year 7, but has made a massive impact since she arrived. You will not find a member of staff in this school that doesn't say one absolute asset this girl has been to Romarsh Community School. She absolutely excels and shows the Romarsh way every day. She never gives less than her best. She definitely supports those around us. She definitely dreams big and wants to achieve and wants to be the best that she can possibly be. Polite, helpful, fitted in well with those around her, very quickly just got on with it. So it can't be easy moving schools and coming into a school where you don't know anyone, but very quickly just got on with the study, got a nice little group of friends, and I'm so pleased. I will just point out that Miss Hazard did pick the top boy and top girl for me for this year. I didn't do the top girl, top boy, because I didn't think it would be fair. So Miss Hazard has chosen these. So wearing her golden tie all next year, and massive, massive well done and so deserved is Taran. Sorry if I pronounced your surname wrong. So well done, Taran. That is absolutely, you deserve that. You've honestly, since you arrived, the members of staff that stopped me on the corridor and comment on how good you are and how driven you are and how well you work in lessons. Fantastic. So hopefully you appreciate how much you deserve that. And like I said, I will be phoning in a minute to let you know that that is what you have won. So our final award is for top boy. So again, this is someone who shows exemplary effort, attitude, and demeanour throughout school. Very well liked, very highly thought of member of the year group. Definitely one to aspire to and look up to. Models the Romarsh way. Pleasant, hardworking, polite. I could go on, I could just get a thesaurus out and say all the words that match both our top boy and top girl. And again, I will say, before I went this award, Miss Hazard has chosen them, but you've such a plethora of students to choose from in this year group who really do every day excel and just walk and demonstrate the Romarsh way. We couldn't ask any more, exactly what you want. Such a strong year group, and hopefully others in the year group will see and aspire to be like these people. So massive well done again, very much deserved. Top boy this year is Dominic Galty. So well done, Dominic. I am going to phone today, and I will see you in school because you're in school, and hopefully pass on your tie, etc. And hopefully both yourself and Taryn will wear those ties with pride, because you really do deserve them. So before I do my final little speech to close this assembly, I thought you might like a few messages from some familiar faces.
All the tears are rolling down your face, and it feels like yours was the only heart to break. When you come back home and all the lights are out, and you're getting used to no one else being around. Oh, I'll be there when you need it, and I got it. My year 10, and in particular 10.6, and my year 10 geography group, really missed you over the last couple of months, but it's been really pleasing to see how you've all adapted to working really well from home. With 10.6, it's been lovely to speak to see parents and some of you when I've phoned home to find out what you've been doing. It's been really good to see CFPs come through as a result of your hard work, and these will stand you in really good stead moving into year 11. I'm really proud of you all. It must not have been easy. There will be times along the way when you've been ready to give up, but many of you haven't, and well done for that. With regards to my Year 10 Geography group, you have been absolutely outstanding. You have done all the work, you have attended online lessons, you have handed in tests, you have done exam questions, you have helped each other out. I've seen in the chat bit of Google Meet how you've answered each other's questions, and you've really grown up. I'm really, really proud of you, and it really will help you going into year 11. Well done. In a couple of weeks, it's now time to have a really good summer, and hopefully in September, we'll all be back and we'll all be able to make a really good go at year 11 and get some really good grades. I'm really proud of you all year 10, and I can't wait to see everyone back in school soon. Bye-bye. Hi, 10.8, really missing you through this lockdown. I've been emailing you. Thanks for those who are getting in touch with me. You missed out on your Easter egg, so I will buy you something when I see you in September. Good luck. Bye.
Hello, 10.2. Do you remember me? That's right, it's Mr. Trainer, your form tutor. Yeah, it has been a while. I hope you're all well and surviving lockdown. I'm keeping busy. Not much is happening with me really, apart from the fact that my hair's starting to look a bit like one of Elton John's weaves. Have a great summer, and hopefully see you in September for the new normal. Bye for now.
Hi, Year 10. Just a quick message just to say how fantastic you've been this year, and I hope that you all stay safe over the summer, and we will welcome you back in September with open arms. So keep safe and enjoy your time off.
10.1, you've been fantastic this year. Most of you have worked exceptionally hard, not just before lockdown, but throughout lockdown too. Special mention needs to go to Kimiko, Curtis and Ella for being the top CFPs in the tutor. Kimiko is still in the lead with 165 CFPs. Well done, Kimiko, that is a fantastic achievement. I'm really looking forward to seeing more of you in September. But until then, keep safe, look after each other, and have an amazing, well-deserved summer. From Mrs. Paget.
Hello guys, it's Mr. Goff here. Just want to say a big hello and a big well done to you all working hard during lockdown. I've been hearing some really good stuff about how well everyone's doing. I know how it feels studying and working from home for my policing exams and my essays, and it's not easy. So keep going guys, really proud of you all. Miss every single one of you, miss seeing you all every day. Hopefully I'll get out to see you as soon as I can once we get back to some normality. And keep going, I'm proud of you all. Well done to everyone. Bye bye.
Hi, Ken. I hope you are all well and staying safe at home. Just to say how much I'm actually missing all of you and the joy, stress, frustration that you bring me on a daily basis. I've been so proud of most of you during lockdown and the efforts that you have shown with your home learning. It's been lovely to hear from some of you during lockdown by email and hear from some of your teachers what you have been achieving. I've kept an eye on most of you during lockdown, so I know exactly what you have been up to. Some of you what you've not been up to in terms of your schooling. Please make sure that if you have been putting in loads and loads of effort that you continue to do so right up until the time that we eventually end up back in school. And if you haven't particularly been putting very much effort in, then you need to start doing so. These are extremely strange times, and hopefully times that you won't ever get to experience at any other point in your lifetime. But equally, it must have been nice for you to spend a little bit of extra time at home with your families, learning new skills, maybe paying back some of the effort that your parents put in by helping them out a little bit around the house, learning a new hobby, hopefully not spending too much time on PSPs and game consoles and social media. Please continue to stay safe at home and look after yourself and your families and each other. Even though lockdown is easing, this is very much a time where you still need to be making sure that you're careful and making sure that you are putting 100% effort still into your schooling and your home learning. Hopefully, I'll be able to come in and see you all in September. If not, I will be back in February. Please make sure that you are staying safe. please make sure that you are putting in loads and loads of effort into your homeschooling, and please make sure that you are looking after each other. Bye.
So that concludes our awards assembly. I'll just go back on there. So I apologise, like I said, I do talk a little bit too much. I thought it would only take me about 30 minutes to get through it all. Hopefully you've lasted till the end, because I really wanted to see those form tutor messages there, just to make sure you all know that we haven't forgotten about you, and we are excited to welcome you back in September. So I just want to say a few words about that, I promise, and then it will be the end. So you might have worked out by now that when you come back in September, I will be your head of year, so head of year 11, whilst Miss Hazard is on maternity leave. And then when Miss Hazard returns in February, we will work together to take you through your GCSEs. So just a quick one from me, and it will be the same message you will hear me say now multiple times throughout the next year. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've been head of year loads of times, and I always say the same thing. It is hard work. Year 11 is probably the hardest school year of your life, so I'm not going to sit here or stand when I'm in front of you in assembly and pretend that it's not. It is going to be difficult. For you guys, it's going to be slightly different from any of my previous year 11s, but what I don't want you to do is use that as an excuse. You can't see it as an excuse that you've had lockdown and you've been off for so many months. You made the choices whether you did the work. Some of you, that might have been taken out of your control, and we'll help you get through that, and we'll put stuff in place to ensure that that does not disadvantage you in any way. But like I said, we're not using it as an excuse. It is what it is. It's hard anyway. Possibly this may have made it slightly harder, but there are three main things that you can do. And this is you personally, not me, not your parents, not the head teacher, not Miss Hazard. Three things that you can do to ensure you are at least giving yourself the best chance. And three very easy, simple things. So you turn up every single day. So every single day of school, you turn up on time, and that's in the morning and to every lesson, and you try your best. So three things, and I will, honestly, you will be fed up with you and me saying this throughout this next year. Three things you individually, you personally can do to ensure that when you get to this time next year, where we are now, when your GCSEs are finished, and we've probably, looking at the date 14, probably had your prom the week before, and we've all enjoyed that you have done your absolute best, and you are leaving this school, and that you have given nothing less than your best. You've dreamed big, and you've actually achieved that. So massive, massive well done to everyone who's received an award today, everyone who's received a shout out, anyone's names who I have mentioned. And like I've said, there's probably lots more of you who I haven't mentioned, who I know through emails, through talking to staff, through looking at CFPs, through looking at the engagement data from what's going on, who have done your absolute best during lockdown. So please keep safe, enjoy your 6 weeks off. If you need to catch up on any work, email staff members, get that work and work gradually through it. Those of you who are in front or you're on track, enjoy your holidays. You deserve it. You've taken to this like incredibly. You've been shown resilience, independence, and you've got on with it. I'm excited to start the journey with you in September. Like I said, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be difficult, but as long as you do your three main things, we'll get through it together. So well done, everyone. Thank you to everyone who's made it through to the end and listened to me rambling on for what's been probably more than an hour. And we'll see you in September.